an extra, he goes extra, and the reason why is because it should work now.
Okay, that one is loading. YouTube is also just silent.
No, it's working now.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, YouTube is working now. Yeah. YouTube is working.
5, 4, 3.
Well, YouTube is working. Is not. Oh,
Twitch is not working.
all right. Let's see. Twitch is working. YouTube is working. Twitch is working. Everything is working. Everything is working. Yeah, I'm gonna unmute you again. All right. I'm live
All
with
right.
you on Discord again.
Okay.
So yeah, both of them are working now. So I'm not sure about the past, but it's like it's working now. Yeah. Man, my voice is heavy. I did not listen to myself. My voice is heavy, man. Oh my god.
Whoa.
What?
Everything's double again. Hold up.
Double? Is it because you have YouTube and Twitch on at the same time, or what?
This is heavy.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. I got the stream open. That's why.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Yeah, we're back. We fixed it.
Yeah,
see.
always important to mute it.
I don't see us anymore. Hold up. Something
Yeah,
happening.
I do not see it on Twitch or on YouTube either.
Let me fix this real quick. Oh, I see why. Okay. So you can just keep talking. I'll fix the everything.
Yeah.
So we were talking about truths and things like that, and no one heard it. So.
Oh no, we were totally. Oh no, that's a bit sad though. But yeah, it was a very interesting topic thingy.
Oh, everybody's seeing my OBS now. There
Oh
we
yeah.
go.
There's just like everyone is seeing the professional stuff now. Also a very important part.
Very professional, very professional. Just okay. So let's reiterate what we're talking about. We talk about truths, power of truths, and I gave an example about two friends of mine who were dating, and I heard one story of one person, one story of the other person, and what I was saying was, whenever you hear, even if they're speaking the truth to you, everybody has his own version of the truth, and it's
Yeah.
not saying they're lying. It's just like their perception, what they hear, what they think, what they feel.
Yeah,
different.
everyone has a different.
Like everybody has a different mind and different feeling to a certain thing happening. So even if I'm listening as a third person, I will still not hear the full truth because I will probably hear a fourth one, which is mine, because
Yeah.
I'm creating. Because from what I'm hearing from person A and B, I make basically the story numbers. It's like the C part, like the actual truth. Between the two, that's only between them two. They can only see it between themselves, or they could even not see it themselves because they are so much in their own truth. So it's like I feel like empathy is really big.
Your voice is sometimes like a robot. No,
I'm a robot.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. I also see my
quality
videos.
is yeah. I'm not sure how my voice is.
I'm hearing you loud and clear, but that's on Discord.
Oh yeah, that's something else. I will mute you on Discord just to check out what's happening.
Yes, keep checking. I guess we're just checking this episode the whole time. Something's
if you
going
can say
wrong
something
again.
in.
Yes, I can say something if you want me to. No problem. So yeah, I was talking about the truth and only the truth.
Oh yeah, I still do notice. Oh, I will unmute you on Discord. Yeah, I still hear the robot sound. It's probably about your quality.
It's not my.
Yeah, I also see the quality lowering from you.
Yeah, my camera is not really picking everything up anymore.
Oh yeah.
So Shumie, talk.
Yeah. So well, you have different kinds of truths, and the one I also find interesting is if you see something like a hair on someone's eyelid. So it's like, do you say it or do you not say it? But yeah, I rather just say it because then it's like, oh, it's friendly. Thank you for reminding me. But if you're like not used to that, then it could be awkward. Which I noticed, like when we were at the lower schools or the elementary schools, when I would say something like that, someone would be like, "Oh, get uncomfortable," and they're trying to see where the mirror is. So the person would be very uncomfortable in this kind of situation, even though it is the truth. But now we have aged. Now we do know that this is something you should say if there's something, because it means that you care about the other person, which is a very important part. So if I see something at someone or is something stuck in between your teeth, I would say it. I'm not shy about it anymore. Checking your teeth. Yeah, just in case. Using your tongue. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. It is an important part to say it, but also do know when the time is to do it, because if the other one is like in a presentation like super busy and very focused, and if you say it then, it gets him out of the momentum of his speech. So it's like, should you say it then or should you not say it? So feel when it's the right moment, because the truth is powerful. The truth has a lot of power. But you have to use it in a good way. You have to package the truth in a gentle way. Or you can even give the hard truth, but do not expect them to receive it with a lot of care. because if it's too hard, they might receive it as a bad comment. So the truth can come in many ways, and the truth has a lot of power, but it can also it can destroy a lot of things. It's also a very interesting one,
especially relationships.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about love per se. It could also, be between your friends. When you tell someone the truth, they will hate you for it. But sometimes it's important to say the tough stuff like that.
Yeah. If someone wants to live in an illusion, then it's all right. If someone doesn't want to hear the truth, should you still tell the truth? I'm not sure. It's like, for example,
that's a good question.
If someone is like really struggling, and someone close to them died or something, should you tell it or should you not? Should you hide it from them? It's a really hard one, because in one case you would like to hide it because it is so much pain, but in another way you would actually want to tell them, because if they are confronted with this and if they survive, they will be stronger.
Yeah.
So it is really a hard one, because some kids or people, they are just like angry if they find out themselves later on, like, you weren't my real parents or something like that, and they could be really mad. And if it would be them, they would rather have you say it in the beginning instead of them.
It really depends on the situation, and you have to be mindful when you tell the truth.
Yeah.
And
to
that's
see
something
if
that
they're
I also
ready.
learned. Yeah, because that's also something what I learned is like mindfulness is so important, and I learned it a lot in hanging with friends, relationships, talking with people about heavy topics. Because I've been talking to a lot of people about racism lately. I'm talking about. I've been talking about COVID lately. And as in like how do you deal with it? And sometimes you just have to let them tell that truth first before you respond with your truth. And sometimes you don't tell your truth. Could happen. I'm not saying anything particular here. Just saying like everybody has their own truth, their own version, their perception. And what I noticed was some people who, for example, post "All Lives Matter," right? Their truth is different from the people who say Black Lives Matter. Why is that? Because the people who say Black Lives Matter, and disclaimer here, I'm just reiterating what I read and what I saw. I'm not saying it's my opinion or not my opinion. I'm just telling what I saw. Okay. So what I saw was the people who say Black Lives Matter are saying like, you can't say all lives matter because Black lives hasn't mattered. So you can't say Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, because the Black lives haven't mattered until now. And that's the reason why people are protesting. That's the reason why people are, being so vocal online, offline, is because their truth is Black lives haven't mattered the whole time. So you can't, say to us all lives matter because it's not true yet. That's the problem. And on the other flip side, what they meant was like, what they see is like, I saw a post and someone was arguing like, yeah, but why are we only coming up for the Black people? Why not for the Hispanic people, for the Asian people? And the problem there is like, their view is so different because their truth is different. So I also see a lot of people who fight for the Black Lives Matter, educating the people who say all lives matter. Like, if you can hear us out, if you can listen to our truth, you
Mhm.
know, maybe you change your mind. Maybe you won't change your mind.
Yeah.
But it's important to talk about that, and
Mm.
it's all. That's what I noticed. Like that's one of the strongest examples of the power of truth.
Mhm.
Because every alter your truth by your perception, by your mind. By being mindful, by
Mhm.
learning, by reading, by talking,
Yeah.
having conversation with different people and learn.
Shaped. Your truth can be shaped. That there is one truth, but your truth can be shaped into being more of the real truth.
Yeah, and I won't go deep into the Black Lives Matter thing now because we will save that for another day, for another episode. But I just wanted to use that as an example of what I saw online. I saw people arguing, and technically no one is wrong because it's their truth. But because one party doesn't understand the other party's truth, it comes over as racism.
Yeah.
Even though they don't mean it that way, or even think that way, it still conveys that energy and message, and that's a problem. But also, like the reason why I say mindfulness is so important about telling the truth is because that it's one of the few reasons why I'm single right now.
Well,
because being mindful is really tough sometimes, and sometimes you can, and it's not only like that I'm not mindful of, like the other person's not mindful. It's like a combination of, right? Sometimes it could be a combination of, it's like your partner can see it one way, you see it another way, and they will clash. But sometimes you have to use empathy to put yourself in their shoes and see from their perspective to understand. And it's tiring, it's hard, but it's not impossible.
And I also see it as a long-term investment.
It is. It definitely is.
I mean, it might be hard to tell the truth now, but you'll be happy in a few years, or maybe even sooner, that you did tell the truth and that things did change because you told the truth. So that's also a very interesting part. Yeah.
No, for sure. And it's also like you see it everywhere in the news too. For example, the case, I remember the name, Madeleine McCain or something, the little girl that got missing way years ago. Now it's coming out that a German inmate, he's in prison right now, was the culprit or something like that, and like the truth came out way later, and it was heartbreaking for the parents because they were still hoping that their daughter was still alive. But it took years and years and years before the truth came out, and still not even the full truth is out yet. It's just like, oh, we got a new suspect, like he could have that, and they looking back into the case, and I'm just thinking like, man, this is way too late now, though.
Yeah.
The guy's in prison. You don't know where he buried the body or whatever, the girl.
Oh yeah.
Like by this time he would already have erased all evidence. It's been years, and he's in prison, so he's not like, I can walk out and tell you what it is. He can't do that either. So just the thought of that, right? But just knowing the truth, it hurts a lot. It hurts goddamn a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
But at least now, the parents can at least
have a kind of closure then.
Have closure and, put their mind to rest a little bit. And it sucks. It hurts. And you probably will never be over that ever again. But at least, there's closure. And so that's why saying the truth, finding out the truth, all that, it's so important. And but then again, we also talked about, sometimes you have to, because you guys didn't hear it, so I might have to cut this out. that part, the beginning part. But we were also talking about white lies. Sometimes you have to use white lies because it could harm someone too much, hurt someone too much. It could. Shumie gave an example. For example, your colleague is doing something bad, but a customer is standing there. So you can't go to your colleague and saying that while the customer is standing there. So what do? You set them aside and then you tell them, hey, or her, whatever. It's like, hey, this is, you're doing this wrong or whatever, or you speaking it through then, without being with a customer. And, it could be, like, for example, seating, it could be whatever, it is like in a restaurant or in a supermarket. It could be anything, right? It could be anywhere you're working. Sometimes you have to wait and hold off before you tell the truth. In such situations, you have to pull your colleague to the side and then tell that person, hey, listen. And that's what I also learned a lot when I was younger. I was working a lot, and sometimes you see people lying and doing stuff, and what do? Like you're the person there, but you're not involved. But you see it happening, right? You see it
really
happening.
Hard.
So what do you do? Because A, you don't have evidence. B, it's like the truth lies between three people as well. So if two people lie, and one person says the truth, who will you believe?
Yeah, because then the majority might win, and even though if you have told the truth, then you will still be faced with the consequences of the truth. So it's a hard one. You
could be punished. You could be punished instead of them, for example. Something like that. And I saw that, like, I was working somewhere, and the manager and the daughter of the boss were dating. And it's like, oh, wow, that doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, the manager was like 34, 35. The daughter was 17.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like shocking. But neither here or there. They were like making out or something like that during work time. And I didn't see it. I heard it I also heard it from someone else. So what is the truth? Like I can't say anything because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And I heard it from someone else. And that person is not saying anything.
Yeah, that is a hard one. When should you open your mouth on the truth?
Also, your boss is is like the father of the daughter, and basically like the supervisor of your supervisor, who's doing that. So it's like you're like like in rank, you're like already on the bottom, and you want to talk to the top, and everything happens in between.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm just gonna shut up and just do my job. I don't want to lose my job. I don't give a crap. I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do, man. I'm out.
Yeah, what basically also happened with one of my jobs was I was just like very new there, and I saw that someone wasn't really working that fast.
Right.
So I was like, oh, all right, that's all right. But like a few weeks later, I was like, hey, people are complaining about him, and there's nothing. No one is doing anything about it. So I went to the big boss and said, hey, he's not doing anything, or he's like super slow. Can you do something about it? And then he basically got moved while he was working there for a longer period than I was. I was like, oh, damn, should I have told this truth or should I not have told this truth? So, yeah, he was like, oh, who did this? And I was like, yeah, should I tell him I did it or not? I was like, oh boy, this is like a real mess I made with telling the truth. So,
yeah.
It's like, the truth is handy. It is powerful. It is powerful because it did change the situation.
Yeah.
Not always sure if it is positive though.
It's not always positive, and it could bite you in the butt.
Yeah.
That makes it hard, but it also makes it interesting. You know, sometimes
it's powerful.
This will happen. If I don't tell it, this will happen. And it's like, what should I do? You know, you can basically an outcome.
And sometimes your consciousness will also be like, oh shoot, you should tell the truth or else it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's difficult to gauge when to tell the truth. Every person is different.
Yeah.
You know, and it could be the exact same situation at the exact same location, but with another person.
Mm-hmm.
And one person you would probably tell the truth. One person you probably just shut your mouth and not say anything.
Yeah.
Could be. You know, it could happen like that. And it really depends on your situation, and also as well as like your mindfulness and your oh, there goes my camera. Your mindfulness and how they think about stuff. If you know them enough, how's the relationship between the two? There's so many factors in that. It's like, how do you tell the truth then?
I do have a situation where the truth is very useful and very positive, because when I coach someone, well, if they do not tell the truth, I can't really help them. So in this situation, I am creating the space, the need for people to tell the truth. If they do not, I'm like helping an illusion. So in that kind of way, as long as they tell the truth, I can work with it. If they're not, like steer it in the right direction, maybe if they're not completely telling it. Yes, because they don't really have to tell the details, but just the feeling is enough. If they are already not right about the feeling, for example, if they say, I'm happy with my job.
Yeah.
It's like, are you really happy with your job? So I'm just like, with that extra question, I'm trying to get out the real truth instead of the mask. The mask is they're happy with the job. The actual
but it's also really tough because, for example, when you I didn't even know the truth.
Yeah.
That makes it really hard, you know. Then you have to dig really deep and really abstract to find something.
Yeah.
And that's what I noticed too, because you were asking, like, do you know? And I was like, no, actually, I don't remember. I was way too young, or maybe I buried that memory somewhere deep in my mind that I couldn't unlock.
Yeah. The thing is also that you can alter your truth.
True.
So if you alter your memory, the memory which might be a neutral could be something else now, and that will be your new truth. So that's also a very deep one.
I always find it interesting because whenever I'm hanging with, for example, like a friend of mine from high school, and we tell stories about each other, I was like, do you remember this part? I was like, I don't, you know. And if I say, do you remember this part? He's like, I have no idea. I don't know. So it could be like that your mind is filling the gaps with things that never happened. That happens. You know, you don't have control over that. It's not like you're lying because you actually believe that happened, you know, but because your mind works in a weird way, it's like it's not like a computer drive that it stores the video and the audio perfectly, you know, on your hard drive. No, it's an organism, you know, it moves, it's living, you know, so it's not like
it keeps on changing.
It keeps on changing and evolving, and it could be evolving for the worst or the best. You don't know. You don't have control over that.
Yeah.
Just how your mind works, and basically all your memories that you have, 50% of that is accurate. So
oh boy,
the other 50% is filled in by your mind.
Oh yeah.
So it's tough, for example, when I was younger, I was studying, right? I had a hard time remembering.
Yeah.
It was one of my weaknesses, and so what I used was to focus and to remember. For example, I'm just giving an example. We had oral exam about of words. For example, German words. We get a list of German words, and we have like Dutch meaning and the German meaning and how to pronounce and all that. And you have to like know everything. And then the teacher will ask you like, okay, what does this word mean? What does this word mean?
Yeah.
And how I tackled it was because I had trouble remembering. I started to put some music on, like an instrumental, and I would rap the words. And the reason why I would rap the words is because you're working with a melody. So the same melody over and over again, and you're basically remembering by So whenever I have an oral exam, in my mind I'm playing that melody, and by playing that melody, I remember the raps, of the words. So then I can respond with, "Oh, this word means, I don't know, cheese or something like that."
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm basically rapping in my mind to gather the information that I stored, by using a melody.
Yeah, you use different parts of your brain actually to store it.
Exactly. And the fun part is like I had no idea what the hell I was doing. But later on, I did research on that because when I was at school, I had a project where we had to create something for a device or whatever to help older people with dementia. So in research, we found was the same as I told you about for focusing, right? What I told you about this morning. I will reiterate what I told him in the morning. If you want to focus better, because I was working on another project with the same things, and you have like a hint of a certain smell and a certain color of light or a certain color that you see, you will trigger things in your mind. And so, for example, the light that I'm using right now, the color is called energize. So I'm using it and I'm feeling energy actually. I can change this color into a more mellow, a warmer color, and then your body's gonna relax and you're gonna get more tired and you don't want to sleep. So the hue lamps is basically what was doing that. But the project was before the hue lamp actually existed. And so I was doing research on it, and what do you know? When when a person with dementia hears a certain song in their past, what they loved, the memories will start working again.
Yeah.
Trick what they remember stuff. So older people would get really emotional when they heard a certain song and what they heard when they were younger. And it triggered something, and then they start to remember, and from there they remember people's names again. They remember, I forgot something in my bag, for example, stuff like that, and but that's why it's so strong, and your mind works in a certain way that's like, even if it's not the full truth, when they remember stuff, it's still triggering enough to at least get you there. For example, like, oh, I remember the song when I was 8. I was listening to it on the porch or whatever, or I listened to this song in the car, whatever, and it triggers stuff. So that's why I find it so interesting that everybody's truth is so different. And like I said, the memories isn't like 50% and all that. It's it's like I read it somewhere. It works so differently, and I'm pretty sure that that's like I don't know if it's an assumption or like a research. I read it somewhere, but that's the thing. I remember that from something. but it could also be bullshit. Maybe I remembered wrong. It could be.
Yeah.
It could be, So
I mean,
so that's why don't quote me on it, but that's what I remember.
uh-huh. Yeah.
And like I said, 50% is wrong. So it's like, yeah.
A big part of your life is a lie.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. If you realize it, it's like, whoa, okay.
So even if you're talking the truth and only the truth, it's still not always the truth.
Yeah. Is that like the moral of the story?
I guess maybe, but that's
Ooh,
the scary part of of the truth. That's the
it
power of the
is.
truth. As in, like, it's never 100% the truth.
No, it is not.
Like we said in the beginning, everybody has their own perception, their own mind, their own their own view, their own feelings towards something, and it will be like, for example, what we see, what you see and what I see is different.
We
Totally
perceive it
different.
differently.
Our truths are totally different.
Yeah.
And we perceive it differently, but we can still interact and talk about it.
Also with
get
your
something out of
mood.
it.
Your mood is also a very triggering thing. Change what you see things in. For example, if you have like a list of words which are positive and negative, if your mood is more negative, and if your mood would be more positive, you would actually remember more positive words out of it. So how you select information, it also depends on your mood, which is so interesting.
It's
actually
very interesting, and
yeah, I read it in the psychology cognitive behavior book, so it's like, oh, okay, this is very handy to know. So your mood,
it's funny. It's really funny how that works. Like like everything, what makes you has influence in your truth. The things you see, which you preserve, which like, for example, the colors that you see.
Yeah.
The gold and white or the blue and black. My classmates were like, I see blue and black. I was like, I see gold and white.
Yeah. That is.
Neither of us. And I'm just like,
sees it from one side, it's a 3, and it's an 8.
It also depends on what you see first. It depends on what you see first as well, and that's like, it's so freaky. It's really freaky, and especially when the dress came out, I think eventually the creator said like it was black and blue. I believe, but after that, I still look at the dress and I still saw white and gold.
You can't change what you see, though. It's very strange because there's also one picture with a ballerina dancer. It's like turning left or into seeing it's turning left or seeing it's turning right. So it is possible, but it's so difficult.
Also with the one famous one is like, you see an old lady or see a young lady looking away. Stuff like that. Like those optic illusions. The optic illusions, man. That's like that's a whole another topic of like truths or not truths or whatever. It's just perception what you see. But that's the thing. Everybody has their own truth in their own way, and it's so broad. It's so hard to pinpoint. It's like, oh, this is right. This is wrong. Maybe we're both wrong. Maybe we're both right.
There's only one way to find out.
How?
Just do it.
Do what?
Do it.
Do what?
Ask it. Say it. Ask if it's right or find out.
Well, here's the thing. Even if it was confirmed it was black and blue, I still saw white and gold, and I still believed it was white and gold.
Yeah. Go there. Find the truth. Just search it up.
No, the truth was already explained. That was black and blue.
Yeah.
It came out as that was the actual color. And for me, it's like I still don't see it. Even if I want to believe it, even if I want to believe it, I still don't see it. Like my mind is not switching back to, oh, I see black and blue now. No, I still see white and gold.
It's so strange because what is the
you still don't see the truth. There's something wrong with me. But I wasn't the only one that saw that color, because I think we were sitting in class and everybody was like discussing, like, no, it's black and blue. No, it's gold and white.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how can you see that color? I don't see it. I was like, yeah, well, the same thing to you. I don't see it. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But I find it interesting as well. It's like every conversation that I have, every person I meet, version of a truth.
Yeah.
It's never the action. No, I want to, like, if God or another being is just seeing the actual truth,
Uh-huh.
and we are just living our lives and just seeing our own version of a truth. As in, like, if you think too long about it and too hard about it, will you still be happy about it? That that your truth is not per se the real truth, not actually the truth. I don't know. Actually, for me, it's like I don't really care if it's the truth or not anymore. Because for me, it's like, this is my version of the truth. That's
Does
your
it
version of
mean
the truth.
what's really about is what you believe in?
I think so. I really think so. Because, for example, religion, right? Let's go there. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say like I'm a certain religion or that I believe in something. I'm just going to say, like, everybody who believes in a religion believes in their own version of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Christianity has 2 versions, 3 versions of that, and like, different views of it. It's like, for example, yeah, this person believes in Jesus and God. Okay. This person also believes Jesus and God. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you put them together, they're arguing. Why is that?
Yeah, because they believe in their own truths. Yeah.
Exactly. They see something else. They believe in something else.
Yeah.
And that's why when I had a talk with someone about religion, because I am wearing a Buddha chain. For me, it's like I haven't studied or researched or did anything about Buddhism. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to say anything about Buddhism, and I'm not going to say that I am a Buddhist.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I wear this chain is because of ties with my family, not for the religion. The reason why I bought this chain and bought this pendant is because when I was smaller, my mom bought me something like this, and
So
it looked almost the same, and I decided to buy it again because I lost it when I was younger, and I bought the same thing again just for memories. But then again,
what you're saying is the truth is someone bought it for you, so your family bought it for you. Whereas someone else would think that your truth is you're religious, so it's like completely different. Not even it's like if you are or not religious, it's just like a totally different truth than I'm religious or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's
and so that truth is from assumption.
Yeah.
So,
But
that person's Buddhist.
It's already over 1 hour, so
I think we can go. I think we can go a bit longer because we missed like half an hour. So that's fine. We can go a little bit longer, not too long. I'll keep track on time. Don't you worry.
Yeah, because I'm getting a little bit tired too.
Yeah, same for me. But I think it's really interesting to and like I said, we perceive, but the thing, it's different truths, it's different viewpoints, it's different mindset, religion, different mindsets, different views. Black Lives Matter, Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter.
What I like is to find your own truth, just like research it. If someone tells something, just like research So that's
Yeah.
how I try to find the truth. That's why I'm doing so many different things just to try it out. Like for diets, some say paleo is a diet, or it's like eat
Keto.
superfoods,
Yeah,
or something like
keto
that. Yeah.
superfoods, or it's just
Uh,
like a water diet, or
for me, it's like I have to find it out what's the truth for my body, because if if it is true for some people, it still might not be true for me due to allergies, for example. So it can, you have to find out what's true for you in your situation,
it
because
is because everyone's body is also different.
yeah,
Everyone's body is working and functioning differently. So if keto works for one person, doesn't mean it works for another person.
no, yeah,
You know,
indeed.
for example, I tried really. The reason why I'm saying not really is because I researched it and I did it. But there's also a part of me is like, am I really believe it's gonna work? You know, so you're gonna doubt, and it's like, and then you don't believe in it, that truth anymore. And then it's like, why should I then? Yeah, so why should I keep going then, right?
Well, that's a whole nother effect, because then if you believe it is true, so it will be your truth. It will actually happen. So
there's a lot of placebo effects, man. It's like people.
Yeah.
There was like a story of a doctor who had a patient had chronic pains. I believe it was back pains or something like that. And he had chronic back pains, and the doctor prescribed him a certain pill. After 2 weeks, his back pain was gone. He came back to the doctor. He's like, "Oh, this medicine is a miracle." The doctor said, "Well, I don't think it's a miracle because the pills I described were sugar pills. You basically was just ingesting sugar.
Yeah.
It doesn't help the pain. It's only your mind." You know, so the pain that you felt wasn't actually there. It's because something in your mind was blocking you and made you believe that you were. But the truth was, you're perfectly healthy.
So that's also a very interesting one. It's like the placebo effect, but it can also work in your business, like the law of attraction. It's also based on the truth, because you attract what you believe in. So if you believe that things, see opportunities to make yourself successful. If you're positive, you see more positive words from the positive and negative word charts. So the truth for you is very powerful in that sense. It changes your focus. If you believe everyone is righteous, everyone is a good person, you will start believing it more. So
it's
being
true because
positive is a very powerful. It's hard to get there, and it's
and law of attraction
also
is so interesting. It's so interesting to figure out. I had a discussion with a friend of mine about it as well, actually, like yesterday on Twitter. And he said something about the law of attraction. It's like something like it works when you're ready for it. And I jokingly said, "Oh, you're just saying that because you're good looking," as a joke, you know. But and then we went into it, and I was like, you know, like some people, like for example, we are designers. A lot of people copy what the trend is. You know, they see what's in, and they copy it. And for us, it's like that's like not even a challenge anymore. It's not fun to do. So for us, it's like instead of doing that, why not go your own way, do your own way, design your own way, whatever. And then you know the opportunities are endless, because you're not flow anymore. You're creating your own path.
Yeah.
You're doing your own thing, and that's the same thing. You know? It's like the concept it is already there. You know, it exists. The main concept, but it's the way how you approach it you execute it,
Mm-hmm.
and also how you sell it.
Yeah.
If you do it like a total different way,
Mm-hmm.
even though the essence is the same, the main goal is the same,
Mm.
but if you do it your own way, it feels more natural, more feels more genuine,
Yeah.
and then it feels like more personal instead of, oh yeah, I'm just going there because instead of like, yo, I feel connections with people there. I see what's going on, and then it will hit your goal, which is creating a community.
Yeah.
Well, on other places it's the same exact thing. Because I'm not saying what your business is here. I'm just saying the global
An
things.
example.
Just
Yeah.
giving it as an example. But
Yeah.
for example, on other places they might do exact the same thing with the exact
Mhm.
same goal, but a total different way and more business-like, for example.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that could work for them. That's fine, because they don't have the underlying goal as in building a community. For them, it's just like income.
Yeah. Indeed.
People coming in, people coming out, income. For you, it's like income is secondary, and the
Yeah.
communities, is primary.
Mhm.
And it's just like it's just how you. It's basically how you. That's also how you have to. Because we had a talk this morning about this. That's why sometimes you have to also view it from someone else's viewpoint, someone else's truth,
Yeah.
to know what they want and what they need.
Yeah.
So using empathy in your research can bring you a lot as well. So truths can work that way as well.
Mhm.
You can use empathy, which is really strong and really hard.
Yeah.
But if you can utilize that, you can grow so much as a person, as a business, and maybe as a partner in the future. And that's what I learned by being in relationships and talking to friends and talking to people that I had no connection with before.
Mhm.
I learned to utilize my empathy and learn how empathy works. I understood the concept,
Yeah.
before. I understood the concept of what it was, but
Mhm.
utilizing it and using it for connecting with someone or starting a business with someone
Mhm.
or anything, is so powerful. And I feel like that it also connects with the truth, because it's not your truth,
Mhm.
it's that person's truth,
Yeah.
and you're empathizing with that person,
Yeah.
and that's so interesting.
It is interesting.
And I also part of a D&D group, right? We are empathizing with the character that we're playing
Yeah.
as well.
Decisions, the last thing. So it's like,
Exactly. And it's your character's truth. Your character decides to do that, not you.
Yeah.
Something else.
Uh-huh.
Instead of my character.
Uh-huh.
And that's so intriguing about it. That's why I have a lot of respect for actors.
Oh.
Just
Get in the role, they really need to believe that they are being that
the
person.
method actors, I swear, the method actors are so hard, and I think the biggest one I could think of right now was Heath Ledger when he was playing the Joker.
Oh yeah.
Into that role, it cost him his life basically. But it's in one hand it's sad and tragic, on the other hand it's like it's really amazing what he put on the screen. Because he really believed he acted like that. He even when the camera was not rolling, he was like that. It's kind of terrifying, but also I have mad respect for that man, for what he did.
He changed his truth.
He changed his truth. Yeah, it's scary. that took their lives. Like for example, it was a few days. I think yesterday was Robin Williams' birthday. Its anniversary. A certain person, but he himself didn't saw that way. He couldn't be funny anymore. I believe it was something with dementia.
Oh.
So he was getting forgetful, and he couldn't take it anymore. Well, we as fans are looking at him as like, yo, this man was amazing. He was so talented.
It's
he was so, he was so inspirational. And then you see that happening, and like, because everybody is, every human being has issues and problems, and even when I'm saying I'm happy, doesn't mean I'm fully happy.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard because in one moment you can be super sad, and one moment you're like, oh, I'm pretty happy, or I'm feeling good. It could be, oh, my pain is finally away. Anything. And that's why when you gave me the suggestion, good Lord, where am I gonna begin?
There is a lot to begin with.
Where do I begin? Where do I end? Where do I go for it? Or where do I like, oh,
yeah, you
like
can
that.
go in all kinds of directions. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's also how I like pick the topic. It's just like, oh, this is an interesting topic, and just like, all right, this is a topic. Let's go. What's on your mind? What's the first thing you think about? Just go, and then we'll see what we'll talk about.
My truth is the screen that my face is frozen while my face is actually moving. So stuff like truth is so broad because it has so many factors going into that. Your smell, your taste, your eyesight, your whatever thing, is
the truth.
Because we could also argue, like, are we actually here?
I think I am.
You think you are.
I think, therefore I am, right? It is the truth. Is it the truth for you?
But that's the thing. That's why people are so afraid of AI. Because it's like, I don't know if you saw.
A bit, yeah.
Ultron. Because Ultron believed his truth was the humans are the reason why everything's fucked up. The reason why is because, it's created by the Mind Stone. So he saw one version of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is my truth. And I'm saying you guys are wrong.
Uh-huh.
That's how it starts. That mind, and then later from he has another version of you. His truth is different.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even align with Tony Stark or the other Avengers.
Yeah, it's been too long ago for me to.
Everybody has their own version of the truth. So who's right, who's wrong? One of the movies that really intrigued, Black Panther. Black Panther is like, you have the Wakandan side and you have Killmonger's side. And the truth, both sides.
Yeah.
Even the audience are like picking sides about who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah,
if you think about that, So a lot of people are like, oh yeah, the Black Panther, he, like Killmonger has a really good point there about this, and this, and I'm like, well, and I was like, yo, I love this movie so much. As a fan, reviews, and I was like, wait, what's going on right now? Sides.
They were choosing truths.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Don't even know we exist. Because what is, we don't know.
It's another moral of the story.
Oh my god, that's one of the topics where I'm like, oh, we can discuss this forever and ever and ever and ever.
It will keep on going. But for now,
yes, we're rolling for about 1 hour and 20 minutes, which we lost 20 minutes off. So technically, we did 1 hour. I'll try to edit it later. We'll see. But yeah, I want to thank everyone who's watching and who stuck with all the problems. Thank you for watching and staying. And if you left, that's fine. That's. I'll be making sure that it. Hopefully.
It's your truth now.
It's my truth. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
As well as guys, you see me, frozen again. It's fine. I'm moving. Okay, and share it with your grandma. I don't care. Like it. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Instagram. It's gonna be below. It's gonna be on. We will see you guys.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.